Hello and welcome to Radiant Mommy. My name is Ixiana and today I wanted to discuss the term invisible labor. You might not be very familiar with the term, but I can guarantee you know what this is about. Invisible labor refers to the never-ending, sometimes soul crushing list of activities and things that a mom has to do in order to take care of the household, their family, and their children. I'm talking about making sure the kids did their homework, about transporting them to all their activities, about preparing snacks, keeping the house clean, doing laundry, finding things that nobody can find for some reason, providing emotional support, tech support, and all kinds of things that often go unnoticed. In a study conducted by Arizona State University, it was found that this amount of labor causes women to live less satisfying and unhealthier lives. In the study, 90% of women felt like they ran the ship, like they were in charge of the household and everything that came with it, and everything kind of fell into their shoulders. 78% of those women felt that they were solely responsible for the emotional well-being of their child. That was even if they had a partner who was supportive or helpful around the house. So that is crazy, because what happens is that this creates such a huge amount of stress on women, and mothers specifically, that it winds up affecting your health in a very real way via your hormones and how your body works. The way I see it is women are playing such a pivotal role in society, and they have so many things that they have to do, yet very little attention is paid to how to take care of them and keep them healthy. Women are expected, specifically moms in this case, are expected to take care of their children, to take care of the house, to take care of their partner sometimes, to take care of their relationships in society, to work on their careers, to bring money and contribute financially to the household. All of this while they are raising our future generation, which is kind of like huge. So it's whether you subscribe to this crazy high impossible expectations, chances are that this is affecting you in a way that's going to affect your health and your well-being. And ultimately what's going to happen is you're going to be living kind of like an unsatisfied, lukewarm life, which is not what you want. Nobody wants that, right? So the reason I'm bringing this to your attention is because what I'm going to say next kind of is at the core of my life philosophy, and it is this: if you are not in awe of the amazingness that you are, if you are not connected to your power as a woman and a mother, and if you are constantly willing to put everyone else's needs and wants ahead of yours, you're not going to be able to live your best life in health. It's impossible to live your best life if you do not make yourself a priority in your life. This whole thing about moms having to take care of everything and being super stressed out and always rushing and always having to take care of the kids, of the house, of their jobs, of their social commitments, it's too much, and it just causes us to undervalue who we are, which is not good for your health. And I'm talking about not just emotionally, but physically. Why? Because it's going to affect your hormones. And once your hormones are out of whack and out of balance, then everything else starts failing. You start developing allergies. You'll have trouble losing weight. You'll have trouble sleeping. Your mood is going to be affected. Your energy levels are going to be affected. So whether you believe it or not, this concept of invisible labor is affecting your health, and you really should pay attention to it. So I wanted to share a couple of ways that I use to try to connect with myself and pay attention to my body so I can take better care of myself while being a mom and doing all these other things that we do all the time to take care of others. Number one is you have to change your mind. And what I mean is, if you don't feel like you're the most valuable player in your life, if you don't feel deserving, if you don't feel knowledgeable or like you have time to do or take care of yourself, then you must change your mind about this. You must change your mind about the role you play in your life. Motivational speaker Wayne Dyer said once, change the way you look at things and the things you look at will change. I'm telling you, mindset truly rules your world, and the way you see things is going to have a direct impact in how you live your life and how you care for yourself. This might not come naturally to you, but this is something we can all work on, and the best way to do this is by trying to create a connection with yourself. There's different ways you can try to establish a connection, but the easiest way to do it is just try to really listen to yourself. Listen to the things you need, to the things you care about. Look at where you are, what you're doing all the time. Where are you? Like, how do you feel about these things? I ask you to kind of like explore yourself a little bit and try to connect with you, because this is going to be a very powerful tool for you to improve your health and wellness. The number two thing I recommend you to do is to make yourself a priority. This is so important, and this happens all the time. I see women constantly putting themselves at the end of their to-do list. They don't have time for themselves because they have to make time for everyone and everything else. This concept is very flawed and we're very used to it, but we really shouldn't. I know your family is important and your children are very important. I know this. I have my family and I have my children and I love them dearly. But I know that they are not more important than me. I don't mean this in a selfish way. I just mean it because if I cannot take care of myself, there's no way I can take care of my children the way I want to take care of my children. I cannot want the best for my children and expect them to have the best if I am not willing to give it to myself. So I highly recommend you just put yourself on the top of your to-do list and start paying attention to your needs and what can make your life a little easier and a little more enjoyable and healthier. Number three is that you should be very grateful. Practicing gratitude has been studied as to help in helping keeping a positive mindset, an overall better feeling, and to kind of counter rumination. This is very important because it helps us focus on the good things that are around us instead of constantly focusing on the negative. I don't know if you noticed, but if you do this, if you're one of those people that are constantly focusing on the negative, you will notice that it is harder to accomplish things because you're always expecting the worst, or it kind of brings fear or insecurities and all kinds of things. So it's better to focus on the good things. I'm not saying that bad things don't happen, and I'm not saying that you're not going to have obstacles and that everything's rainbows. But if you try to focus your attention in the things that you can be grateful for, slowly but surely, that's going to work its way and do wonders for your mindset, and that in turn is going to do wonders for your health. One of the easiest ways and one of my favorite ways to practice gratitude every day is as soon as I wake up, I open my eyes. Before I put my feet on the ground, I say thank you out loud. And you wouldn't be surprised how that small gesture kind of sets a tone for the rest of my day. The days I forget about it, I notice it. Another thing that you can do is keep a gratitude journal. This is very easy. You can keep it next to your nightstand, and every night you can just jot down one or two things that you did that day that you're grateful for, or a couple things that happened that day that made you feel good. All these things seem like insignificant, but they're not, because they're establishing habits that will make you feel better about yourself. When you feel better about yourself, you feel better about others, and you feel better about all the things that you have to do. So that way, change doesn't have to feel so difficult. And when you're doing things to care for yourself, for your health, it will come easier because you know you're doing it and for yourself, and that has great value and a great ripple effect. If you take care of yourself, if you love yourself that hard, trust me, your children will notice, and they will learn to do the same. And don't we all want our children to love themselves and take care of themselves? So, Um, I think that's all I have to say about the matter for now. If you have any comments or if you have any other ideas about this topic, feel free to leave them on the comments. And I wanted to thank you for joining me today and listening to this. I hope it was helpful. And if you can take one thing from this whole video is this. Please always take care of yourself. You're important, you're powerful, and all the things you do matter. So try to make things that have an impact on your health as well, because that will impact all those around you. Thank you for watching again and have a wonderful day.